the fundamental problem the disappearance of good blue-collar jobs? And if so, why is that, and what's the answer?
So, right now in the United States, there are actually more jobs available than there are people seeking jobs. So it's not so much that there are no jobs, it's that there are a lot of people who are kind of broken, if you will. And so half of the prime age men who have dropped out of the labor force take a pain pill every day. For Tightrope, Sheryl and I looked at McDonald's workers in Denmark and in the US. In Denmark, McDonald's pays about $20 an hour to people working at McDonald's flipping burgers. Well, how is it that that business model works in Denmark but would not work in the US? And it's complicated, but it turns out that in part it's because people who work at McDonald's all over the world, unless they're students, tend to be kind of at the lower end of the labor force. But a person who is at the lower end of the labor force in Denmark is a high school graduate who is literate, is numerate, does not have any dependency, is actually highly productive. And as a result, McDonald's gets $20 an hour out of productivity out of them. Because of our failures to invest in human capital in this country, and because of the despair that trickles through so much of the country, a lot of the people at the lower end of the US labor market are not high school graduates. They are not literate. They are not numerate. They do have dependencies. At least 7 million of them have had their driver's license suspended. And so commuting to work is unreliable and deeply problematic. And so part of what we need to do is things like raising the minimum wage and empowering unions, but it also has to be investing in the capital of those who've been left behind so that their productivity can actually compete with those in other countries.